path to who you are today?
That's a very big one. Where do I start from? Okay, I think I will start from like maybe 12, 13 years back, if I'm very correct, And that decision has actually changed my whole life. And that was at the point of choosing the career that I wanted for my life, At some point, I wanted to become an economist, At the end of the day, I found myself in an organization where they needed people to help them with human resource functions. And then when I was in that organization, I started my human resource certifications and all that. But at the end of the day, they were lacking people in human resource, but they were not willing to employ. So then they would tell us who is willing to come on Saturday to help us with the exams. Then they would do massive examinations, massive interviews, and they need hands, they need hands to help them sort out issues or, during the examination. So I gave myself willingly on weekends to always come and help them. And I remember that on the course of doing this, I began to say that this is what I actually want to do. And I wanted to be in that circle of human resource where we manage people. And you'd agree with me that human beings are one of the most difficult people to manage. But at some point I realized that it was something that was easy for me. It was easy for me to relate with people. It was easy for me to calm people down. It was easy for me to deliberate on issues. So when those opportunities came, I did not but give in. And that single decision has changed my whole life. So after those periods that I would always help them during the examinations, I said, okay, human resource is what I want to do. So while I was not even in human resource, I had almost finished my exams. Okay, I had almost gotten my CIPM certifications then. And that decision for me, I've never regretted it. I always tell people that human resource is one of the best occupation that you can ever do. Because aside you being in the office, it's a ministry for me. Because you are dealing with people's lives. People want to make a decision about what they want to do in life. And God has placed you at that center to help people determine a course. So for me, it's a ministry on its own. So I'm glad that I'm in human resource. I'm glad that I've also carved a niche for myself. And that is career strategy, because some people don't even know what they want to do. So we always come back to that. So let me just allow you to talk.
Thank you so much, for saying that. I love the fact that you said that there was a journey in you discovering who you are and what you're doing now. What advice are you going to give to any young Nigerian or any young person watching us right now, the Talk Influencers, on how they can understand or go towards their career path? You agree with me that it's so difficult for a lot of young people in order for them to choose a career path. What advice are you going to give to them in order for them to have the career path?
So I always tell people, there's this adage that says that jack of all trade, master of none. People say that a lot of times. But in recent times, I've told myself I won't make that particular statement anymore. Because we are all gifted in different areas. And believe me that if you are gifted in 4 areas, you can thrive in 4 areas. If you are gifted in 6 areas, you can thrive in 6 areas. It's dependent on how you want to carry out your strategies. Okay? So like I've always told people that your place of enjoyment in your career, let me put it that word, in that particular quote, that is an offshoot of what you love to do. What are your skills? What are the things that you feel that you do with ease? For me, talking to people is something that I do easily. Managing people is something that comes to me easily. People coming to meet me for help is something that I'm always glad to do. So at the end of the day, your place of career, when you want to choose your career, should not be far from the skills that you have. must not be far from the talents that you have. You must not be far from the things that you enjoy to do every day. The moment you begin to carve a career out of those skills, then you see that you are in the right place. You know, I always quote this particular quote from, I can't remember his name now. He says that do what you love to do, and you never found one thing doing a job. Okay, and then love what you do, then for one day you will not never regret that you are doing a job. So for me, career coaching is my niche. You can throw me into the deepest part of the sea and you tell me, Kemi, I'm lost, I don't know what to do. You just see me waking up as if I'm already ready, and I begin to dish out. So your choice of career is not different from the things that you love to do. The moment it's out of that, then you are going to find yourself in a deep mess. So you must choose your career from the things that you love to do. Let me say that in the nutshell.
All right, thank you so much. Can you share with us 3 advices you have received from someone that have made a tremendous impact to who you are today? 3 advices you have received from someone that have made a tremendous impact to who you are today.
Okay, let me start from my first job. You know, my boss then would tell me that the time that you spend in your workplace is one of the most crucial parts of your life. The time that you give into what you love to do is one of the most crucial parts of your life. So I always tell people that while on that job, it might not be the best of your jobs. You know, sometimes you go to work grudgingly because you feel that the environment is not helping you to make a decision. Even yourself, you're not making yourself to make the right decision. And other factors that might be around it. But at the end of the day, whatever you are doing now, do it with the whole of your heart. Because at the end of the day, you will look back and you tell yourself, I'm glad that I was able to do this at this point in time. So the first thing that you have to do is that every moment that you spend on a job, ensure you hold it to your heart, you know. And I can tell you that every job that we do, there is something to take home from it. No matter how bad that job might seem, there is just one good thing that you will take away from that job. So that's one thing that I know that somebody has ever told me in my life, that whatever you are doing now, put your best to it. And secondly, you always tell me that my last boss before I left Nigeria, will tell me that, Kemi, whatever you find your hands to do, ensure you do it. You know, that could be scriptural, you know, but at the end of the day, I can tell you that advice took me a long way, because then it would take me from human resource, it would take me to the field. He will tell me, Kemi, you need to be on the field. And the next month, he will tell me, no, come and go and study someone in finance. And I'll be wondering, why would I want to do finance? I'm a human resource. Because he was someone that he would tell us that we should learn to multitask. So at the end of the day, when you find yourself in this scenario, you would not struggle, but you will thrive. Okay, so whenever we find ourselves in a particular environment, you might not be nosy, but always dare to learn. No, always dare to learn. Like now, people tell me that I've been quiet on human resource. I've not been quiet, but I'm just trying to strategize. And now I'm delving into business analysis. Okay, because I feel that is where the world is going now. We need to understand what the business is talking about. And when we don't understand what the business is talking about, then our function as human resource specialists will be hanging. So now I began to deviate. Okay, it's not only in human resource that you can thrive. There are other areas of businesses that you must be able to say that I can carve a niche for myself in this area. And the third thing that someone has told me that has kept me going is, don't belittle other people. You know, anywhere we get to, no matter how terrible that place looks like, no matter how backward looking that place looks like, ensure that you make an impact in the life of somebody. You know, I always tell people, no matter how small, how backward looking that environment might be, there is somebody that God has sent you to be a blessing to. And I've seen that happen in my life all over again, you know, and those things will come back and they would meet me at the front. You know, people you have helped in years past, and suddenly you see them in your circle again, and they will tell you, "Thank you for believing in me. You know, thank you for taking a chance on me. Thank you for making me make my mistakes, and you corrected me." So those are the three advices that I've gotten that has helped me in my life and my career.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, for explaining that very well. So what advice are you going to give to OLUWAKEMI AKINNUBI, the 16-year-old OLUWAKEMI AKINNUBI? What advice are you going to give to her?
Well, for me, it's good to dream. Honestly, I could remember that years back, I was telling a friend of mine that I wanted to get married at the age of 25. And I got married at the age of 35. 10 years after. But at the end of the day, it was a dream. I wanted to get married. I wanted to have a beautiful home. I want to have kids. I want to have a lovely environment that I can call a home, a place of rest. And 10 years after it happened, now, did I go through pains during those moments? Yes, I did. Did I go through ups and downs? Yes, I did. Did I lose focus? Oh, yes, I did. But at the end of the day, it came to pass. So I'm going to use my marriage as an example that in life, whatever we want to do, let's not lose focus. I don't want to go spiritual about this, but we know that God is the ultimate force over our lives, and it's the one that makes things happen for us. But at the end of the day, we will do ourselves a lot of harm when we have left it only to God and we're not doing our own part. So let's take that dream that we have and let's start small, no matter how small it is, no matter how it looks very, very uncertain to you. I'm going to give an example now before I'm sure you might want to round up very soon. I recently told myself that I think there is something else that God wants me to do. So it's not only in human resource that we can help people achieve their life goals. So I moved forward to something else. And one thing what is leading me to is to have another platform, for a bigger platform. And for me, I was wondering, how do I want to go about this? I began to get these pieces little by little together. Okay? And I can assure you that the moment you begin to get those little pieces all together, God will give you the true picture, the bigger picture. And when I allowed God to help me open it up, I saw that there are a lot of things I'm supposed to do. So now I have a project coming up that I'm going to write a book. And that book is a contribution from 20 people. Okay? And that contribution is about their life experiences. Okay? Evolve from comfort zone to growth zone. That is the title of the book. And it's just a contribution from different people. And that is the volume 1, because I see that God is taking it more than one volume, bigger. So the moment God gives you a dream, just nurture it. They will say that Peter planted, Apollo watered, right? But God gives the increase. So the moment there is something that God wants you to do, if you feel that you might forget, just quickly write it down and begin and go back to it again and see, okay, God, what are you saying about this thing? For you to have pointed my attention to it, that means there is something that you want me to do about it. And gradually, God will begin to unfold the whole picture like a flower to you. So let me allow God to help us when we dream. I'm sure it makes it bigger, even beyond our own understanding and capacity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, OLUWAKEMI. So can you share with us, if you are given an opportunity to speak to the whole world for 1 minute, what are you going to talk about and why?
I will talk about empathy. A lot of us lack empathy. Empathy. Let's show ourselves love. Let's love one another. Not because the scripture says it, but because it is in our bid. It must be our bid to love people. Even when they turn against us, let's love people. Let's show empathy to people. Let's go out of our way to help. Sometimes when you help people, it comes back to you in a different way. But let's not give up, because I've seen that helping people has helped me a long way. Helping people has made me to be who I am today. Me being in the US is about one help. that I did years ago and somebody came back to me. So let's ensure that we show empathy. Let's help one another when we need to help. And I'm sure that God will bless us tremendously for it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Even as we round up now, what are the things that you do on a weekly basis, monthly basis for personal and self-development?
Okay, at the beginning of this year, I had 6 books that I wanted to read, and I think I'm on the 4th one now. I should have finished that book actually, but I keep stalling. And I always tell people that yes, it's okay to stall at some point, but you must pick up yourself again and do that which you want to do. So let me just run down my daily routine to you. When I wake up in the morning, I have my devotion. I put on my sport wear. I take a 40-minute walk every day, and I've been doing that for the past 2 months. I wanted to do that beginning of this year and I was slacking. I said, no, this is your goal this year. So every morning I put on my sportswear, I hit the road, I do my 40-minute walk. And after that, I get to work and I have to do what I have to do. And the most important thing is that we must dedicate time for those things that we want to do. If we don't dedicate time for it, then it won't come to pass. There is no time for anything, honestly. There is no time. There's no perfect time. There is no good time for everything. But we must ensure that while we are doing all these things, we balance it off. For those who are married, your children are not, not out of the picture. Your husband is not out of the picture. Even you yourself, you're not out of your own picture. Because sometimes we might do everything and forget about ourselves. So it's a whole lot of things to manage together. But at the end of the day, let's ensure that we put everything, we nip it in the bud, We are doing it. Even it might not be 100%, but you're not found wanting. You are still on track. You are doing whatever you have to do, and you are not drawing back.
Thank you so much, for saying that. When you were mentioning, you're talking about how, you have helped people, how you reach out to people and how people reach out to you as well. What advice can you give to any young person watching us now at the Talk Influencers on how to be deliberate about the network, about the friendship that we keep in order for us to become who we want to be in life?
Okay, I always tell people that the circle of friends that you keep will determine how far you will go. And let's be sincere to ourselves that in this time and age, we must be deliberate about the things that we do. We might have friends that we've known for 20 years. If at the end of the day, if you have a place that God is leading you to, and those friends do not fit into those circles, then it is time to drop those friends. We must be deliberate. Not because you are becoming proud. No. An adage says that love your neighbor as yourself. That means you have loved yourself first before loving a neighbor, right? So you must ensure that every decision that you want to make in life, you must be deliberate about it. The friends must not determine where you are going to, because they won't be there when when God is asking you, what have you done? When we're going to give accounts, you won't be there. So if at the end of the day, when God is leading you somewhere, and those circle of friends do not fit into that circle, it is time to drop. And you must be sincere to yourself, and you must be deliberate, because it is not all friends or even all families that would assist you in getting to where God wants to lead you. So you must determine, you must know when to cut off and when to cut in. You must know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that. I really love that. Thank you. So I'd like to ask you that if you had to give me 3 advices to hold in my heart today, what would that be?
Simon, there is so much you can achieve. There is so much. There is so much that we can achieve. And let's not keep knowledge to ourselves. Knowledge needs to be shared. And thank you for this platform. This is a platform for knowledge sharing. So there is so much that we can achieve. I know, like I said, I commend you. 107 episode is not beans. And it takes consistency. And that's one thing that we need to also know as individuals. You want to do anything in life, you must be consistent about it. It might not be the consistency might not be back, but be consistent about it. Let people know you for what you do. Don't be here and here and here. I know tomorrow. No. be consistent. And when it's time to move, please communicate that it's time to move. To say, okay, this is the next thing that I want to do now. This is the next level I'm going. And people will not judge you that, okay, you used to do this. Yes, no, it's the ladder. We are climbing it. At the moment we are climbing that ladder, ideas will come. We'll see ideas everywhere. So let's learn to share knowledge. Let's learn to share ideas. And also, let's learn to pay for knowledge. That's one thing that is lacking. People they don't like to pay for knowledge. They just feel that, oh, teach me for free. Let's appreciate people's efforts that they have put into that knowledge that they have. Let's appreciate it. So at the end of the day, when you start your own business, somebody's going to patronize you. Somebody's going to encourage you at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Olawakim. It has been an
You're
awesome
welcome.
moment right here on the Talk Influencer. So, but before we hand up, is there anything you are working on that you want, of course, people to know of, and then where can we reach you? I know you're on LinkedIn and of course, you're on Instagram as well. So,
Yes,
all those things that you are doing currently that you want people to, of course, to know about.
yes, like I said, that is a different dimension entirely. And HR Springboard is a consulting platform. And what I do basically is I help people strategize in their career. But like I told you earlier on, that it's getting bigger. Okay, so career is just one part of people's lives. So there's what I call the evolve board or up, sorry. And the evolve up is for individuals who want to channel a course in their lives, and it's not only in career, business, in your health. So we're going to have different conferences. Like I'm going to have one this year, and all we want to talk about is your life in totality. Your career, your marriage, the home front, your children, your social life, your health, and everything. Because anyone who is going to succeed in career must have sound health.
Sure.
Anybody who's going to succeed in anything, you must be alert. Everything must work well. So we must not train individuals who want to channel a course in career and something is lacking in the home front. Because everything is embedded in one. And everything is all together. So that is where God is leading me to now. The evolve up. And what we are going to do, like I said, is we are going to deal with people in different areas of their lives. And the picture is not so clear yet, but that's what God is telling me now. So HR Springboard is still part of the evolve board. Up, okay, but just one part of it, and every other part that we have to couple together. Also, we're going to have a foundation, and the foundation is about getting individuals who need to strategize, who need a focus, who need a direction in life. So
thank you so much.
That's
really a whole lot. Thank you so much for the things that you are going to do. And of course, we are the Talk Influencers. We look forward to it and of course to be a part of it. So thank you everyone for tuning in. This is the Talk Influencer. Please go follow OLUWAKEMI AKINNUBI. She's on LinkedIn. Of course, OLUWAKEMI AKINNUBI. You can just follow her on LinkedIn so that you can get updates. Of course, of course, you can also follow her on Instagram as well. Please go follow HR Springboard on Instagram, of course, so that you can get all updates of the oncoming events and conferences that she's going to be doing. Of course, thank you so much. That's it, HR Springboard at HR Springboard. So please go and follow. I can tell you that is the best. That's one of the best platforms that you have to be in order for you to get needed information and knowledge for you in terms of your career, in terms of your spiritual life, and in whole in totality. So thank you so much, OLUWAKEMI, for tuning in today.
Thank you so much.
Today. It has been an awesome moment with you at the Talk Influencers. We hope to have it some other time.
Thank you.
Yes, again, right. Thank you so much. Okay, it has been an awesome.
Thank you
for tuning in.
Thank you so much, and well done, Simon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And you have just put a fire under my bum. That okay. 107 episodes, and Kemi, this is what I love to do, because we bring different people to this platform and we talk about life, career, and and all that. So it's a good one. Congratulations and well done.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for tuning in. If you want to get this particular section, please go follow us at IGTV. Of course, you can go to get the full section of this wonderful section with the amazing OLUWAKEMI and AKINNUBI. It has been an awesome moment with you today. Thank you so much. And until next
Thank
time,
you.
this is the Talk Influencers.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.